I was her boyfriend without the title after she left him. I discovered I didn't love her. How? Okay, so this happened fast. She texted nightly, then daily. Plans, workouts, dinners, everything together. My chest tightened. You know. Her boyfriend still hovered in stories. I mean, what was I? Exactly. And here is where it got worse. Her shared calendar popped on screen. During homework. Recurring blocks 3 times weekly since September. My name tagged under private, color-coded. Message threads showed 72 late-night calls. A mutual friend pulled me aside after class. He whispered later about the apartment. I closed her laptop. Are we basically together? She blinked twice. We're not, but it feels close. Does he know about this? Her voice went thin. He would not understand. I leaned forward. Am I replacing him? She stared at her hands. Sometimes, yeah. That night, I exported everything. The chat archive listed 23 ride shares to my address. The timeline covered 4 months since October. Our workouts marked 3 times weekly. Her boyfriend appeared twice that whole period. At this point, I'm done. The campus counselor folded her arms and studied the printouts. Keep enabling this and you normalize emotional cheating. Her tone sharpened. One more blurred boundary, and you both risk serious fallout. She tapped the page. Academic performance, mental health, relationships, all of it. I took that to the student org advisor. He skimmed, then shrugged. Adults make messy choices. He smiled at the door. You two are consenting friends. Not my lane. I just stood there thinking I'd brought proof. If the system won't help, what now? Part of me wanted to vanish. Part of me wanted honesty. I drafted a message with boundaries, then deleted it now. I know what you're thinking. Just rip the bandage, right? I grabbed my keys and walked to her place. Her keychain charm was cracked. She opened before I knocked. You look wired. I stepped inside, kept distance. We need ground rules, she leaned on the counter. Okay, shoot. No more daily hangouts. No private nights. No touchy anything. Her mouth tightened. So we stopped being us. So I'm like, we never were us. She stared at the floor. You told someone? A counselor, yeah. Her voice went flat. You made it clinical. I made it survivable. She blinked hard. And what about my feelings? I wondered if I was cruel or finally awake. I wondered if dragging this out would break us worse. Then I understood my fear was losing access. Not love. You know that feeling when your stomach drops for the right reasons. I packed her games into a tote. I returned her DVDs. I muted our chat thread. She kept messaging anyway. Memes, plans, questions about lifts. I answered less. She pushed more. Then, everything changed. Around midnight a few days later, she called sobbing. He left. I braced the phone. What happened? Words tumbled, jumbled timeline, old arguments. He said, I'm halfway gone, always with you. My hands went cold. Are you safe right now? Yeah. Just empty. I drove without thinking. I parked and stayed outside. She came down in a hoodie, eyes red. Can we talk? We sat in the car. The quiet hummed. My jaw locked. She exhaled, shaky. I don't want to be alone tonight. So I'm like, we can't blur this. Her face crumpled. I know. Sleep at your place. I will wait here until you do. She nodded slowly. Will you stay on the phone? Yes. Part of me wanted to hold her. Part of me knew that would torch every boundary. I watched her window light flick on, then off. I stayed on the line until her breath steadied. Then I drove home with my leg bouncing. The next morning, I woke to a wall of messages. Photos of tossed flowers. Screenshots of goodbye texts. A note about an internship she might chase, and then a sentence that made my throat tighten. I guess now, it is our turn, right? I typed, deleted, typed again. My chest felt hollow. No, we need space. The dots appeared, vanished, reappeared, but we wanted this. I placed the phone down, minutes dragged. She finally wrote. So I lost everything. I called the counselor. She wants to start dating me immediately. Paper rustled on her end. Give her a pause window. How long? 4 weeks minimum. No intimacy, no late nights, limited contact. She will hate that. It is the healthiest option. That afternoon, she marched to my door. She pushed past me. 4 weeks. Who decides that? I gestured at the couch. Please sit. She didn't. You're punishing me for leaving him. I didn't ask you to leave him, but you wanted me to. We stood in my kitchen like strangers. Her voice softened. Tell me you don't want me. My mouth opened, then closed. I swallowed hard. I don't want us like this. She flinched. That is not an answer. I grabbed the tote of her stuff. I set it near her feet. Take these. Start your restart. She looked at the tote. This feels cruel. It feels necessary. She lifted the tote, wrists trembling. Call me when the window ends. I waited. She left. 2 days passed with silence. Then her sister, who lived far away, messaged me. She is not eating. Check on her. My leg bounced faster. I walked to the counseling center again. The therapist leaned forward, her face grave. If you jump into a relationship now, you reward avoidance. She spoke gently. One more night of enmeshment, and you risk a dependency loop neither of you can manage. I nodded, throat tight. So I hold the line. Yes, I tried. I swear, I tried. Then she dropped off a letter at my door. A plain envelope, tucked under the mat. Inside, 3 pages, the first line punched. I've loved you for a year. My hand shook. She wrote about dinners, workouts, late-night phone calls. I reread the first line 5 times before I could breathe. My hands went cold, then hot. Okay, so now what? I folded the pages, paced the kitchen, and stared at my useless phone. Now, I know what you're thinking. Call her, run to her, fix it. I texted one sentence instead. 4 weeks, no blurring, then we talk. She replied at once. I can't do that. Her second message hit harder. If you loved me, you'd be here. My jaw locked. I left the apartment and walked until night settled. I drafted a longer reply, then erased everything. In the morning, the ex called me. Unknown number, town area code. I let it ring, then answered. You happy now? Who is this? You know. His tone was bitter. If this is about her, meet me. Student union, noon. Fine. Part of me wanted to ignore him. Part of me wanted clarity. I arrived early, grabbed water, and watched the doors. He slid into the chair opposite and set his phone down. He glanced at me. She told me you chased her. I didn't. He tilted his head. She has screenshots. Of what? He slid the phone over. Your late-night messages. My stomach twisted. On the screen. Only my lines appeared. Her texts were missing. He stared, waiting for me to break. I texted after she called me crying. Where are her parts? He tapped the screen. She deletes her side. My version has everything. Then show conduct. I rubbed my temple. I won't file anything. He exhaled hard. She will torch your name. I paused. Why warn me? His voice lost edge. I loved her once. Then I understood he wanted out, not revenge. I left the union and headed to the library. I opened my chat backups and pulled full transcripts. I exported a PDF and saved copies. I forwarded them to myself and the counselor. My leg bounced through the whole process. I need an urgent slot. The receptionist's tone went brisk. 3 tomorrow. Put me down. She confirmed. Bring documentation. I wondered if prepping like this made me paranoid. I wondered if it made me responsible. That evening, she showed up with takeout and hope. She breezed past me and set boxes on the table. Congrats on your willpower. I'm not here for that, she pinched her sleeve. I'm officially single. I'm sorry for your loss. Her eyes flashed. Don't be a therapist. I'm being careful. She moved closer. Care kills momentum. I stepped back. We agreed on space. Her voice softened. Just stay tonight. I pointed to the door. Please go. At this point. I'm just done. She left the food and stormed out. My appetite vanished. The counseling slot came, and I brought everything. The counselor listened, skimmed, and underlined exact lines. She circled timestamps and noted frequencies. The plan she offered felt tactical. 2 tracks. I'm listening. Track 1, pause window holds. Track 2, prepare for reputational risk. Meaning what? Document, inform leaders, set boundaries publicly. Tell who? Your org officers, 2 trusted friends. Then I understood the pause needed witnesses. I messaged the officers and asked for 5 minutes. We met outside the lab, and I laid it out. I kept names light and intentions clear. I'm setting a pause window. One officer crossed his arms. Are we involved? You just need awareness. Does she know this meeting? She will. Good, document everything. I exhaled and felt my shoulders drop. That night, she posted a long caption about freedom. Friends flooded the comments. One line stung. Some people wanted control more than love. I didn't engage. A few minutes later, the ex texted again. She is writing a breakup epic. I'm not reading it. Good call. Also, watch your inbox. For what? Conduct notice might hit soon. My leg bounced until my knee hurt. The email arrived the next morning. Student conduct requested an information meeting. They referenced a concern about persistent messaging. I booked the earliest slot. I forwarded the counselor and my officer notes. The coordinator opened a folder. This is exploratory. I'm ready to share context. Provide timelines and efforts to de-escalate. I brought transcripts. Good, we'll note them. I walked out steady, then checked my phone. A new message from her waited, just 2 words. Coffee now? I stared at it. Part of me wanted peace. Part of me wanted truth. I chose truth. I met her at a quiet cafe by campus. She stood when I walked in. Her eyes were swollen and focused. She touched the chair back. Sit with me? I'm here to be clear. Clear about what? No relationship right now. Right now. 4 weeks minimum, then reevaluate. Her voice was rough. I need you. You need support, not me. She swallowed. I hate you for this. I can live with that. Then she lowered her voice and dropped a grenade. She applied to the same research program in my city. She got in. She was moving in 2 weeks. She smiled like it solved everything. Surprise. You applied where I live. It is perfect timing. It is the opposite. You'll see once I'm there. I will set firmer walls. She leaned in. You won't. I paid, stood, and left without looking back. I drafted a written boundary statement and sent it to key people. I included dates, limits, and the 4-week window. I blocked late-night calls and muted her socials. My roommate read it and nodded. So I'm like, this might explode. He lifted an eyebrow. I'll vouch if needed. Thanks for the sanity. Start packing, just in case. That extreme. You know how she moves. And this is where everything fell apart. 2 days later, the program director called. He wanted references for her placement. He asked me by name. My grip tightened around the phone. How did you get my number? She listed you as mentor. I'm not her mentor. Should I mark that differently? I hesitated over the ethics. Hard. I took a breath. Please list me only as a former teammate, not a mentor. The director paused, then cleared his throat. Is there a conflict we should know? Yes. And I want separation. He typed notes while I spoke slowly. Place her with another supervisor, please. Understood. Thanks for the transparency. I hung up and braced the counter. My leg bounced until my calf ached. Now, I know what you're thinking. I should have tanked the reference. But here is the thing. Neutrality protects everyone. I emailed the program a brief statement. It outlined boundaries and the pause window. Then, I called my counselor again. We tightened the plan further. If she arrives early, keep distance public. No rides, no overnights, no alcohol. All meetings daytime. Open spaces. Documented. 2 days later, she showed early anyway. Luggage rolled behind her, across my lobby. She waved like nothing had changed. I stepped outside to meet her. Congrats on the program. She searched my face. You are not hugging me. I kept my hands in pockets. We talked about this. Her voice went small. I thought distance was temporary. It is, but we honor it. She nodded, then lifted a box. Help me upstairs. I pointed to the elevator. I cannot carry your life. She blinked, then hauled her boxes alone. I followed at a distance, quiet. Outside her new door, she turned. Will you at least check the lock? I tested it once. You are good. She leaned on the frame. What am I supposed to do? Build a life without me. Her laugh cracked. That is brutal. It is honest. That night, Conduct emailed again. Meeting moved up to tomorrow morning. I printed transcripts and timelines. My roommate watched me staple pages. You look like a lawyer. I look like a boundary. He smirked and opened the window. Air helps. The coordinator reviewed calmly next day. She summarized neutral, then asked questions. Have you pressured her romantically? No, and here is context. Do you intend to date soon? Not during the window. She nodded. Close the file. We encourage separate supervision. Already arranged. After lunch, she called breathless. I got assigned your building. My stomach twisted hard. Request a change now. They said placements are final. Then escalate to the director. Are you blocking my future? I am protecting us both. She hung up without goodbye. My hands went cold again. I emailed the director immediately. Please place her in another lab, he responded inside the hour. We can accommodate that request. I exhaled and finally sat. That evening, she pounded my door. I did not open it. Please, just talk to me. I spoke through the wood. Public places only. I am not a danger. I did not say that. Then opened the door. I cannot. Her voice went sharp. You used me emotionally. I used myself too. Silence pulsed in the hallway. Footsteps retreated, then stopped. We meet tomorrow at noon. Library atrium. Fine. I arrived early and chose a table. Light conversation buzzed around us. She came wearing resolve, not hope. She set down water, folded arms. Say it straight. I do not love you. Her eyes glassed over. Since when? Since I held the line. Then what was all that? Companionship, chemistry, and confusion. Did I matter at all? Yes, but not like this. She pinched the bridge of her nose. I feel stupid. You are grieving and untangling. So that is it. That is it for romance. She stared at the passing students. Can we be friends later? Maybe after real healing time? How long is real? Months, not weeks. Her shoulders slumped. I hate this. But okay. Thank you for hearing me. We stood, awkward and quiet. She gave back my spare key. The following week, Conduct closed the file. No findings. Recommendations only. The program confirmed separate assignments. The ex texted a final message. She is calmer now. Good. I hope she heals. He replied with one line, you did the right thing. That night, I slept without alarms. My shoulders finally dropped. A month later, she emailed briefly. 2 sentences about classes and therapy. Thanks for the boundaries. Wishing you well. I exhaled and replied kindly. Proud of your progress. I kept it short and clean. Then I focused on my work. The lab felt sane again. I revised my schedule and habits. The counselor wrapped our standing sessions. What did you learn? Love. Without boundaries is panic. She smiled with approval. And care is not consent. And space can be kindness. That will do. I left feeling steadier. Weeks passed, and I built rituals. Morning runs, honest meals, early nights. I joined a reading group. New faces, low stakes, real laughs. A classmate noticed my calm. You look lighter these days. I put my phone down. We traded book lists after lecture. No sparks, just ease. I went home smiling anyway. On a Saturday, I saw her downtown. She walked with a friend from class. She spotted me and waved once. I waved back, then paused. She approached with careful steps. Hi. Hey. You good? Doing okay. Thanks. Her friend lingered politely nearby. She looked at the street. I am seeing a therapist weekly. Nice. Keep going. I am not dating anyone. Focus on yourself. She nodded once, then smiled small. Thanks for not rescuing me. You rescued yourself. She took a breath. I will see you around. Take care. I walked away calm, not hollow. Back home, I cleaned the desk. I archived our photos under boundary. My heart did not lurch. I poured water and stretched. Then I wrote a note to future me. 3 lines stared with clarity. Choose clarity early. Give space, generously. Hold the line kindly. Weeks passed, and I built rituals. Morning runs, honest meals, early nights. Friends filled the hours I once surrendered. I laughed more, checked my phone less. And get this. The world did not end. The pause window closed without fireworks.